Hello, my name is Tom Buell, and welcome to another edition of Finding Out How to Succeed Online. And today is a very special topic with two special guests who I'm extremely excited to be speaking with. Both of them have produced multiple millions of dollars for themselves and their clients. And we're excited to have two internet experts, Mr. Mike Filsaime and John Cornetta. Mike and John, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
I'm excited to share this tremendous value with the people that are going to be seeing this. Most of them are entrepreneurs, ranging from stay-at-home entrepreneurs to 1, 2, 3-person businesses per se, and or some CEOs looking how to grasp and use the power of the internet to grow their revenues, grow their profits. One of the many ways to earn revenue and produce results online is through e-commerce. And right away, let's just cut right to the chase. Let's jump to Mike. Mike, what is e-commerce?
All right, so when you're online, there's really two different markets where it splits. One is what's known as digital marketing. And those are people that are selling how-to information. They're selling how to lose weight, how to make money, how to put on makeup, how to do real estate, flip a house, that type of stuff. And the other type is e-commerce. And one of the myths is that people think that if I'm doing digital marketing, I shouldn't be doing e-commerce. That's one of the biggest myths. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But basically, e-commerce, Tom, is anything that you see sold on Amazon. If it's sold on Amazon, that's e-commerce. And so if you're talking about selling apparel, shoes, sneakers, jewelry, TVs, electronics, iPhone skins, drones, or something for computers or electronics, you name it. If it's at Amazon and you've bought it, that's e-commerce.
Mm-hmm. And I've bought a lot, as has my fiance. I think all of us are jumping in and buying a ton on Amazon. So the question is, okay, great. I'm getting it. I'm kind of flowing with this on Amazon. And here we are talking for entrepreneurs and CEOs. Like, who and how can they relate to this? Who should be selling stuff on e-com?
Great question. I'll let John answer that, because John, my partner in GrooveKart, had stores that were doing millions of dollars per year. So he is better qualified to answer that.
Yeah. So look, anyone that's an influencer, just a stay-at-home mom, someone that wants to take a little bit of that Amazon pie, like Mike just described. E-com is fun. And for years I did digital marketing, and it was very hard to explain what I did for a living to people that are outside of digital marketing. And as soon as I started saying, hey, I find a drone, or I create a t-shirt, or I do something, and I put it online, I sell it, and someone receives it at their house, they got it. And so, I love e-com. I just think it's the greatest thing.
And e-commerce, Tom, is easy, very easy to get started, because in digital marketing, you have to become a product. Basically, you're selling you. You have to be an expert at something. With e-commerce, there are so many different products to sell. I'm sure you'll probably ask us about that, but if not, I'll talk about it later. But the bottom line is that it's easy. You're selling what I call a tchotchke, right? A little widget, and you basically show it on Pinterest, Instagram, or on Facebook, and people are like, "Oh, I like that for my cat," and they click and they buy. Digital marketing, you have to learn copywriting, video production, all these, how to build funnels, all these complicated things, which are not bad skills to learn. But if I want to get you to buy something in digital marketing, it costs $97 to $497. So I've got to learn how to make a webinar or a video sales letter and learn copywriting. With e-commerce, it's easy. It's like, hey, you buy this, here it is, click checkout. And it's just a lot easier for people to get into and make money.
My mind's racing as you described this, John and Mike. You both have clarified it a bit for me, but here I'm thinking and recalling a few people like, yeah, and then I flew to China, and then I had to go find this, and I had to get the product made. I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot. And then I had to buy this big old bin that was brought over on a ship that I then had to put somewhere. Like, that's what I'm thinking when I hear e-com. Like, help me understand, like, what am I missing here? Do you have to buy stuff and store it in your garage? Like, what else am I not seeing?
I'll jump in and then add to this, Mike. But look, that's one of the big myths of e-com. And in 2017, 18, 19, the game has changed. Drop shipping is a huge part of e-commerce. And what drop shipping means is that there are companies out there that sell products at a wholesale price. You sell them at a retail price. You collect the money up front. Mm-hmm. You keep the profit, send them the cost of the item, and they warehouse it for you. They actually give you images to advertise. They ship it directly to your customer, never with any information from them, just your information. and you keep the profits. Look, I got to tell you something. If I had to have products in my basement or I had to have products in my garage with my kids running around and a family and everything else and saying, I got to go to the post office, I would not be doing e-com. There's just no way. But it's changed. The game has changed. There are hundreds and hundreds of companies that will handle all that work for you.
And I don't have to get in a plane and go to China and find.
Tom, it's even more complicated to explain what drop shipping is than just to do it. Basically, what happens is with drop shipping, you can have a store that has 10,000 items, and they're all virtual items. And then when somebody buys it, it either goes to a print-on-demand place and it's made there, or it's shipped at a warehouse where somebody else ships it for you and actually takes the returns back and sends the receipts. It's actually easier than being in the digital marketing business because people can identify with these physical products. So it's actually more complicated to explain what's going on in the background than basically just saying, you know, hey, GrooveKart, if you want to get in the apparel business or the supplement business, or, you know, you want to do designs on wall art or whatever the different cases in, or tap into the world's largest e-commerce place like AliExpress, you can basically just have that entire store at your door, let people buy it from you at retail, and then later you buy it at wholesale and it ships out to them. So it's as John said, it has gotten so easy right now that I think there's a lot of myths behind it. As you said, you're scared yourself. No reason to be anymore.
And my mind is also thinking that I remember Jeff Bezos passed Bill Gates as the wealthiest individual because of Amazon, obviously. So it's obviously working to a degree, right? At a very large level. And I'm also thinking they started off with books, and now it's A to Z, the whole everything. And what do I sell? Like, okay, with that option, I know not to go to a buffet when I'm hungry. I want to know specifically what I want. How do I know what's mine to sell? What would be some advice with that?
Well, that's a good question. I'll probably have John talk about that. I also want to talk about the difference between Amazon and basically having your own e-commerce store in your own domain. You always want to be in a business where you're controlling your own destiny. Yes, you can go into Amazon and you can tap into their search engine, but that's like learning search engine optimization. You could tap into Google, but then you've got to compete with everybody in the search results, right? So, or what if you have a business doing $10,000 a month because you have the best reviews? And then some person, for no fault of your own, decides to give you a 1-star review because the item got lost because of the UPS and had nothing to do with you. And they give you a 1-star review, and now you go from number 1 to number 2, and now suddenly your store is doing $5,000 a month instead of $10,000 a month. So we prefer having your own store with something like GrooveKart where you're in control. And then in terms of what are you going to sell, John, you could answer that better than anybody.
Yeah. So look, what I suggest to people and what I teach students is, what's your passion is number one. What's your passion? Don't go out there and try to figure out what's the hottest thing that's selling or what next thing I should jump on. But what's your passion that you already know? That's a good place to start. Another place to start is, though, let's just say you already have an online business. You're not selling physical products. You have an information business, or perhaps you grow the best rose garden in the world in the back. And the best thing to do is now to actually sell the physical tools that would go with growing the best roses in your backyard. What's the best soil? What's the best shovel? What's the best watering mechanism? So don't try to complicate this. So it's either what is your passion currently if you're building a total business from scratch, you have no online business, you have no report that you put out. But if you already have somewhat of a following, for instance, Tom, you're an influencer, right? And you're into health and you're out there making videos and whatnot. Someone like you might say, I might put together a clothing line. And to do a clothing line with a company like GrooveKart is really just a matter of grabbing an image and sliding it onto the clothing, right? You might sell supplements and say, these are the supplements that I use to get powerful, to stay up and stay alert. So really staying within what you're already identified at or what your passion is, that's the way to start selling online.
Yeah, and as just to talk about that, as John just said, Tom, you're an influencer. What's better than income? Residual income, right? So you can give away, use the proven models of giving something away for free. Hey, I'm Tom Beal. This is what I use every morning. And certainly you want to use it and you want to get the results from it. But, we have the plug and play solutions for that. So if it helps you sleep better, focus, minerals, oils, lose weight, whatever it is, if it helps you and you want to share it with people, give away a free bottle. And the next thing you know, you get, a couple of hundred people paying you $29 a month for something that's all automated. It's something that if you have a business, even if you're not necessarily an influencer, you'd be surprised how many people look at In-N-Out Burger, right? They sell merchandise in their store. You can do merch and get your fans buying merchandise for your products. And on top of that, as John said, just follow your passion.
Yeah, and another thing too is, you have a lot of businesses that neglect their a physical product around their business. And they don't realize that they have fans. They just have a normal business, brick and mortar business or an online business. And very quickly, they can either buy products that are congruent with their current marketing message, or they can create them with something like GrooveKart very, very fast.
As you were saying that, I'm looking around my office. I have huge amounts of stuff that's got other people's brands, logos, and things on it. And that's exactly what you're saying here. So monetize that and help spread the word at the same time. I mean, how many times I'm wearing a shirt that has someone else's brand on it now? How many times do we wear Nike? All that. Now your fans are sharing it, and it picks up people's eye. Oh, what's that? And so lots of great value there. Now, I know there's a lot of tools out there, but I also know you two took it upon yourselves to create your own solution called GrooveKart. What is GrooveKart, and why was that chosen as the vehicle that you guys wanted to create?
Well, GrooveKart was created basically. There is no reason for anybody not to be doing e-commerce. When you get to find out about doing e-commerce, and let's talk about the big competitor out there. Shopify, great tool, just very expensive. First of all, Shopify wants to be a partner with you. In fact, they force you to be. They don't want you to be. They compel you to be. So on top of paying them $299 a month, they still want to take a percentage of all of your sales. Doesn't matter, not your profit. Doesn't matter if you're paying for advertising. If you have a hard cost for your product, they're like, no, pay us 2%. So their prices are $39 and you get like check mark, like this, and you go to $79. But anybody that wants to have success with Shopify basically has to pay that $299 model. Tom, I think you've been there before. You start playing with something, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, you want all the templates. And then sooner or later you find yourself being pro. On top of that, Shopify does what Shopify does well. But then they have an app store, which is like the app store on your iPhone. And instead of building in native apps, they let their developers do it. So you want the one-click upsell? Oh, $19 a month. Oh, you want to do a coupon? Okay, $9 a month. Oh, you want to do a countdown timer? Oh, you want to do social proof that says Ginny from Indiana just purchased 21 minutes? $9, $19, $49. All these different things, exactly. Next thing you know, you're paying $299 a month. Then they take a percentage of your store, where John was sending them checks for $700 a month just in his profits. And then he was paying another $350 a month in apps. So you're paying, roughly $400 to $700 a month for something. We just thought that was crazy. So we wanted to build something that was easier to use, did better in terms of conversions, comes with all the native free apps. We don't want to be your partner, and it's more affordable. It's easier to use, more affordable, and it converts better. And our rates are as low as $41 a month. And finally, just one last thing. John's a friggin' genius when it comes to e-commerce. I'm the brand guy, right? You can see me talking, smiling. I'm the brand guy. But when it comes down to it, our other partner, Matt, developed the most badass software on the planet. And John is the guy that did $150,000 per month on a bad month with his e-commerce store. So one thing you can do is go out and pay $39 to Shopify, and then you can go to John and pay him $2,000 to get his course, and then $5,000 for his upsells and all these different things, and you learn the real secrets behind it. Or we just decided to create GrooveKart Academy, where John and I are doing the trainings, and it comes free. So we wanted to change the game and turn it into an education platform as well as a software platform, where Shopify is like, go ahead, pay us, give us all part of your profits. And on top of that, good luck. Go find out how to do it on your own. We thought there was a better way, and that's why we created GrooveKart.
Yep. And John, anything else to add to that? The GrooveKart Genesis, how did that come about? What inspired you, additional to what Mike said, that's led to this amazing program?
Yeah, so just a couple things, and Mike pretty much covered it. One, it was getting like obnoxiously expensive to run a store, and not really for me, because I was making a lot of money, but students that I was teaching, they were like, they had to go all in, right? And they're like, wow, I'm in, even at a couple of $100 a month, and then my apps. Is this an expensive proposition? Most people that they get killed in the first couple of months trying something, and I also wanted things that I thought were basic, like, you're sending me out into the Army. Can I get a pair of boots? Just don't tell me we're going out there and not have boots. And so when we built GrooveKart, we really wanted to work on, do these pages convert well? And then really what was real important, and working with Mike has really optimized this, is, okay, so now you got a store that converts. Great. Do you have traffic? Do you have customers? How's customer support? All those things. Let's make it easy for people, where it's push button easy, and they don't have to feel like they created this whole monster of a business. Let's give them training, put them all in one package, create a community, and support. And man, it feels good to know that people are really supported and they have all the tools they need. They don't have to look anywhere outside of GrooveKart.
Tom, I just got your text message that you sent me when John was talking. Tom asked me if it's okay to talk about the coupon that we're doing. Absolutely. Oops, sorry about that. I hit the microphone. If somebody's seeing this, before the end of the year, we're doing a half price special. This is a half price coupon. So basically, our annual price is $997 a year if they want to pay up front, which is a good amount of money, still a great deal. But we have a $500 coupon. Tom, yes, we can talk about it now. That applies to that. So it makes our annual price $497. So it's basically you get a whole year plus so much more that we do compared to some of the competitors. You can pay us for 1 year what you would probably pay them for 1 month. And that coupon goes, pretty much for the month of December. So hopefully anybody watching this is seeing that.
It gets even better, and it really does get better. And I can say this, and this is the truth, this. People have paid me $4,000 each person to sit in a room with me for 8 hours to train them. Okay, it was a great time, and I taught them a lot. And I sell courses for $2,000 and $2,500. Everything that I taught, I'm not holding back, and the courses are included. So think about that. For like $497, I think, with the coupon, yeah, you're going to get GrooveKart. But it's like an add-on. You're going to get all this training, all these other things that you'd have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for. It's not just getting GrooveKart. And then I'd love to talk about, GrooveCon too. And Mike and I are doing an event where all the people who come and get GrooveCon are going to come and meet Mike and I and learn from us at a live event.
Yeah, in 2019, we don't have the dates yet, but part of our grand opening bonus is that we have an event that's going to cost $1,000, and everybody that gets in during the grand opening will be getting a free ticket, learning where they can come travel. We haven't picked the date or the venue yet, but they're going to be learning from the most experienced and underground and influential people in the e-commerce game. So that's an exciting bonus that people can get.
And we'll give you a ticket too, Tom.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, guys, thank you for your time today. It definitely gave me clarity, and hopefully you the clarity watching this on how that if you're not into e-com right now, at least go check it out. Click the link that's here. Take advantage of the 50% off coupon code and all the amazing bonuses to include GrooveCon coming up in 2019. Transform your results, add that additional value, and learn more about e-com through Mike and John, and click that link that's somewhere here, and you'll learn all that you need to know about that. So thanks again, guys, for joining and sharing that info with us today.
Thanks for having us, Tom. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.